As Luffy and his crew continue their journey through the Grand Line, now accompanied by Princess Vivi, the weight of their mission begins to settle in. What once felt like a carefree adventure is slowly transforming into a journey filled with responsibility and danger. Vivi explains more about her homeland, Alabasta, a once peaceful kingdom now on the brink of collapse due to internal conflict and manipulation by the secret organization Baroque Works. Although the crew does not yet fully understand the scale of the threat, it becomes clear that powerful forces are working behind the scenes, and stopping them will not be easy. Still, Luffy remains confident, treating the mission with the same determination he applies to his dream of becoming the Pirate King. As they sail forward, the Grand Line continues to challenge them in unexpected ways. The weather shifts violently without warning, forcing Nami to rely heavily on the log pose to maintain their course. During this time, a new problem arises. Nami suddenly falls seriously ill. What initially seems like a minor sickness quickly becomes a serious concern, as her condition worsens rapidly. Her fever rises, and it becomes clear that this is no ordinary illness. The crew begins to panic, realizing that without proper medical help, Nami's life could be at risk. This moment highlights a major weakness within the crew: they do not have a doctor. Despite the urgency of the situation, the crew struggles to decide what to do next. Vivi suggests finding the nearest inhabited island where they might be able to get medical assistance. However, navigating toward an unknown destination in the unpredictable Grand Line is far from simple. Luffy, deeply concerned for Nami, becomes unusually serious. His usual carefree attitude fades as he focuses entirely on saving his crewmate. This shift in tone shows just how important his friends are to him, proving that beneath his simple personality lies a strong sense of loyalty and care. After searching for options, the crew finally spots an island in the distance. Covered in snow and surrounded by a freezing climate, it looks harsh and unwelcoming, but they have no other choice. This island, known as Drum Island, may be their only hope. As they approach, the cold weather becomes another obstacle, testing their endurance and making the situation even more difficult. Nami's condition continues to worsen, increasing the urgency of their mission. Upon reaching the island, the crew is met with resistance. The people of Drum Island are cautious and fearful of outsiders, especially pirates. It soon becomes clear that the island is not only struggling with harsh weather but also with political instability. The former ruler, Wapol, abandoned the country, leaving it in a fragile state. Because of this, the people have become distrustful and isolated, making it harder for Luffy and his crew to get the help they need. Desperate to save Nami, Luffy refuses to give up. Despite the freezing temperatures and the resistance from the villagers, he pushes forward with determination. Eventually, they learn about a doctor who lives high on a mountain, someone who may be able to treat Nami. However, reaching this doctor is no easy task. The mountain is steep, covered in snow, and incredibly dangerous to climb, especially under such harsh conditions. Even so, Luffy does not hesitate. In one of the most emotional and intense moments of their journey so far, Luffy carries both Nami and Sanji, who is also injured, and begins climbing the mountain himself. Battling against freezing winds, exhaustion, and physical pain, he refuses to stop, driven purely by his determination to save his friends. This moment defines Luffy's character, showing that his strength is not just physical, but also emotional and unwavering. No matter how difficult the situation becomes, he refuses to abandon those who depend on him. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew can only watch and hope for their survival. The harsh environment of Drum Island continues to emphasize just how dangerous the Grand Line truly is. This is no longer just a test of strength, but a test of endurance, loyalty, and willpower. Every step forward comes with a cost, and every decision carries serious consequences. As Luffy continues his climb, the story builds toward a critical turning point. The crew is on the edge of losing one of their own, and the outcome remains uncertain. At the same time, the larger journey toward Alabasta still lies ahead, filled with even greater dangers and powerful enemies waiting in the shadows. The mission to save Vivi's kingdom is still far from complete, but before they can even think about that, they must first overcome the immediate challenge of saving Nami. This part of the journey marks a significant shift in the story. The crew begins to understand that surviving in the Grand Line will require more than just courage and ambition. They will need new allies, new skills, and stronger bonds than ever before. The absence of a doctor has already proven to be a critical weakness, and it is clear that their crew is not yet complete. As the snow continues to fall and the mountain looms above, the future remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: Luffy will not stop, no matter the cost. His journey, his dream, and his crew are all connected, and he is willing to face any challenge to protect them. And as they move forward into this frozen land, the next chapter of their adventure begins to unfold, one that will test their hearts as much as their strength.